actually start with giving the video a thumbs up just because it's literally boiling and I can't even put my fan on for this. Like the things I'm doing for you, darling.
What happened to hello? How are you? My name is.
But anyway, hello, hi, how are you? This is not clickbait. Ow! I am dramatic though. If you followed me since the very beginning of my channel, you might be thinking, I swear I've already seen this. But the editing was shocking. I explained it very meh. And it only got a couple of hundred views, so I thought I could redo the video, but better. Before this night out, I had so many signs telling me not to go, and I probably should have just not gone. So this story time happened around the same time as one of my other story times. So if you've watched that, you'll know I was a bit of an emotional wreck. So I was going on a night out, and the night before the actual night out, the first sign that I shouldn't have gone was that I couldn't sleep. I probably got about 45 minutes. So the next day I felt like the Walking Dead anyway. I was living in between my mum and my dad's at the time, and my dad drove me to my mum's. I got all the way there and found out that I'd left my makeup bag at my dad's. So my dad had to drive me all the way back to get my makeup bag. That was sign number 2. Then I was getting ready for the night out and I literally just cried in the shower. I was literally just in the shower like, you know that gif? I was like that. I remember ringing my friend being like, I'm not going, darling, I can't do this. Again, sign number 3. How many more do I need? If you're crying in the shower before a night out, you probably should just not go. So this night out was in London and we all got a minibus, and on the way up there I was having a great time. I thought, you know what, I'm glad I came. We were going to this big club, but it had loads of different rooms, so there was obviously a limited amount of people that could go into the club. What I didn't see is them actually monitoring each individual room, although there was a capacity. I couldn't say this in the first story time and I can't say it now. Capacity. You've got to question your own intelligence when every time you film a video you have to go on Google to see how to pronounce it.
Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
What I'm trying to say is the capacity rate of the club they were looking at, but not the rooms. I'm telling you that for a reason. Into the main room and I hated the music. So yet again, I thought, I don't want to be here. And I can't remember what happened, but I ended up going out to the smoking area. I don't smoke, never have. But my ex-boyfriend that was in that story time had called me. So there I am, crying my eyes out in the smoking area. I probably had a couple of girls that I don't even know telling me that I can do better. Don't you just love that about us? We'll all be there like, you're amazing, babe. You're amazing, you deserve so much better. I think he just called me to remind me that I'm meant to be depressed about him. And then I was like, I want to go home. And my friend was like, no, we're not going home. And Naomi said, we'll go into a different room where we can find better music. I think because I was getting bored of the music, that's what led me to be like, I'm going to call him. So me and Naomi ended up in the small room where it was rammed. You couldn't walk without your drink literally spilling. Oh, that was quite nice. It's nice and cold on my leg. So we're in this little room. The music's great. I'm having a great time. Somehow me and Naomi have ended up on some random's table. They're giving us drinks. I always remember Swedish House Mafia song playing. What is it? Oh my god, now I've just forgot.
I always remember.
There was a time. So I'm there like... No, that wasn't the song. Yeah, it was us. So I started having a great time. All the other girls have no idea where we were. So the way the room was set up, it had like little booths, and then each table had their own table, but it was like an ice bucket table. So it was a table around the edge and then a big ice bucket in the middle with like vodka bottles. And I went to get up away from our table and I was in the middle bit, but it was very narrow, very small, and all the big tables were really close. And like I said, you couldn't move without your drink literally spilling. It was jam-packed. So as I've tried to come out from our table, Naomi's sort of following me. I think I was maybe going to the toilet, I don't even know. And I got knocked, and as they've knocked me, I've just fallen back onto the other table. I just remember being like, whoa. And it was like it was slow-mo, literally like, whoa. And Naomi's looking at me like, and I've just smacked back onto, even to this day, I don't know whether it was a glass table, whether it was the vodka bottle with the metal thing sticking out, and it felt like I hit my coccyx. You know, it's like that pain of like shooting. Like the pain was something else. I just remember thinking, oh my god. Everyone's turned round. I've smacked, like, I've fallen onto this table and just gone, and all the glasses around the edge have just all smashed everywhere. Everyone's moved back like, what on earth has just happened? And I just get up and I walk out.
Fuck this, I'm out of here. Get that fire exit door. I'm off.
So she's just following me like, where are you going? Like, Jazz. In between all the rooms in the club, there was this big hallway. And I just remember going up to the wall and sliding down it. And I remember looking down under my leg and just seeing loads of blood. I was going to say trigger warning blood, but it literally says it in the title. So if you've clicked on this video, we're going to be talking about blood. And I'm a fainter. I remember when I filmed this the first time round and I was getting a bit queasy. So yeah, I looked down and see all this blood pouring out. And I remember telling my mum this story and she was like, I would have thought I came on my period. At that point, I was coming in and out of consciousness. And then thank God I was in a really nice London club because one of the bouncers spotted me straight away. Naomi said she'd come out and saw me on the floor like, what the hell? And this bouncer just literally come and grabbed me and whipped me over his shoulder. This bit makes me feel sick. So he obviously didn't know like what was happening. He knew something was wrong and he knew I, you know, was on the floor. But he would have like, I don't know if I can. This bit does really make me feel funny. Because yeah. He would have put his arm like in the big cart, grabbed me and then taken me into a back room, and then he's put me on this chair, and by this point Naomi's crying her eyes out. I just keep passing out, coming back, passing out, and me being me, I think I'm funny. So I'm like, all right darlings, to the showgirls. The man is holding something on my leg and keeping pressure on it, and he's like shaking. My legs are wide open. Literally, I'm just sat there, wide open, like. Thank God I couldn't see the cut because I would have panicked. I feel really lightheaded. Naomi described it to me as like an open mouth bleeding. I'm not very good at this stuff, so I might get a few details wrong. But I know there's like a main artery where it hit in my leg. So it's at the top of my thigh, right under my bum crease and near my vital areas where I would birth child. I was losing a lot of blood. So they've called the ambulance. Where the club was about a 20-25 minute drive away from the hospital. And I just remember the man saying, I can't do this anymore. And he was really shaking and getting scared. I think he thought I was going to die on him. So he's got up. He was just like white as a ghost. Naomi's crying her eyes out. Blood all over my leg. And all I was thinking was, what underwear have I got on? And then they put me on one of those little stretcher chair things. As I was coming out of the corridor, looking and being like, they're the other girls. Because they didn't know where we were. And I don't think we had signal in this club. I'm in the ambulance. I'm on the way to the hospital at full speed. Lights on the lot. Just really stressing to them. It's not because I'm drunk. This isn't because I'm drunk. I swear I'm not just like some silly drunk little girl. I just remember being really conscious of feeling like I was wasting their time and it was like my fault. Ended up getting put in a room. If you watch my story time about all the times I've fainted and stuff, you'll know how dramatic I am. So imagine nurses trying to inject me multiple times. It was never going to happen, but I tried. So I'm laying there and Naomi's trying to give me nail varnish to distract me and like paint my nails. And they poured this stuff, you know, that yellow stuff. And I could have beat them up. I could have swung for them. I was like, get the fuck out there. It was horrible. The pain was excruciating. And they were like, well, we'll just send you home then. I was like, go on then. I'll go home. Do you know what? See you later. I couldn't do it. Even if I wanted to do it, I couldn't. The reason why they wanted to do this was to check if I needed surgery. But if you saw the gaping hole in my thigh, I feel like it was obvious I needed surgery. But what do I know? I don't work for the NHS. So they shoved me back on this little wheelchair, kind of half dangled off this wheelchair, which makes me feel sick. It wasn't even really covered up. And waiting for ages. We were there for hours and I was basically just waiting for someone else to assess it to decide whether I needed surgery. It was about 6 AM and Naomi got picked up by her mum. So then I'm sat there on my own because of everything that was going on with my ex. If you haven't seen that story time, you need to see it. I was literally contemplating my whole life. I couldn't go on my phone, I couldn't speak to anyone, so I was just sat there like,
Just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
with my sliced leg. I couldn't even sit on it, so I was like really awkwardly sat. We got seen, and within 2 seconds she said, oh yeah, you're gonna need surgery. And then she just kept telling me how you're so lucky, you're so lucky. I heard that a lot at the hospital, like, you're so lucky. If it had gone any deeper in, I think I would have instantly died. I can't remember, this was over 10 years ago, but I remember them just saying, you're so lucky you didn't die. Weirdly enough, so I had lost a lot of weight because when I'm sad, my coping mechanism in life is just to not eat. Don't recommend it, but it actually kind of saved my life because they were saying that if I was, say, a stone heavier, my weight would have pushed it in further. Why did I? And basically, sorry. Am I 29 or 12? It would have pushed it in further. And I could have basically died then and there, which is so weird to think that I could have just died at 18. Or, she said, I could have alternatively bled to death. If I was heavier, it would have basically just gone boom and hit my main artery. After I found out I needed to have surgery, I actually did have to go get it cleaned, and they put that orange stuff in it again, and oh my god, the pain. I didn't say this in my last story time because I don't think I was very comfortable on YouTube, but here I am. Don't care anymore. I was on my period and I actually forgot, so I had a tampon in where I basically essentially got stabbed in my thigh. One side of there was swollen, so when I tried to get it out, it took me about 10 minutes to get it out. I thought I was going to have to go get a nurse to help me because it was just like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that, and then I'm like, yeah, what am I doing? And yeah, I spent the next week in hospital, but every time I went to the toilet, this is so dumb considering I faint easily. When I would go, I would like start looking to try and see it, because where it is, I wish I could show you, but I don't think I can do that on YouTube. So where my bum fold is, it's there. Yeah, I was on the toilet and I'd be trying to look over and I could see the skin flapping. Oh, it makes me feel hot. It was gaping. That word, gaping. It was just awful. Naomi actually took a photo of the bleeding wound. I don't know if she's still got it. Don't worry, I'm not going to put it on the screen. But it did look like... Wait, I'm going to be sick. I was in hospital for a week, finally got my surgery. And my nan and my dad always remind me of my first words coming out of surgery. They're waiting for me like, you all right? I'm like, I want my curry. I pre-ordered a curry and a jam sponge. And that's all I was going on about. And the nurse was like, Jess, you can't have that yet because you might be sick. I was like, no, I want my curry.
And he started crying because I dropped my fucking curry. I really wanted it.
Oh my god, if I died, it would have been death by vodka bottle or glass table, not sure. I do really want to die in a funny way. And before I get any questions, I didn't try and sue the club because one of my family members actually fell over once in a Weatherspoons, and because you're out, you're drinking, you're wearing heels, they use all of that against you. I just remember thinking, I can't be bothered. So where there's a blame, there's a claim, and maybe I should have gone down that route, but couldn't be asked. And they were really nice and probably actually saved my life. Like, technically that bouncer, if he hadn't come and whipped me up, I would have been 6 foot under. You know, I wouldn't be 6 foot under, I'd be scattered because I don't want to be buried. Give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I shall see you in my next video. Bye.